Today on the CTV News at 5, how family and friends are mourning the loss of two Lethbridge men killed in a double murder. Plus, how southern Alberta's farming community is rallying around the families of victims of a mid-air plane collision. And how southern Albertans are enjoying the sun.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. A candlelight vigil will get underway in just a few hours to remember the two victims of a weekend murder. The vigil will take place at Lethbridge's Adams Ice Center Park, where 35-year-old Marty Steele and 30-year-old Aaron Thacker were found dead early Sunday morning. Police say the men died of stab wounds. Flowers are now attached to a bench near where the bodies were found, along with a card that reads, "Marty, have a safe journey home. You will be missed but not forgotten." 28-year-old Cody Blue Fable is facing weapons charges and 2 counts of second-degree murder. Police released his photograph yesterday in hopes of generating public tips surrounding his whereabouts Saturday night and early Sunday morning.
Are fast and furious with those kind of tips and information, and that's what moves an investigation forward. It's the little pieces that become big parts and big pieces of that pie to make one whole. So we can only thank everybody out there, everyone involved today, and we'll just keep those information lines flowing.
Tonight's vigil has been organized by Friends of Marty Steele. It's scheduled for 7 p.m. at the west end of Adams Ice Center Park. Now, Lethbridge police are investigating a disturbing hit-and-run assault. Around 9 o'clock last night, a 44-year-old man was walking on 20th Street in Coaldale when he was hit by a pickup truck. The men inside the truck got out and they began laughing and kicking the man, who was still on the ground. He was taken to hospital and treated for minor injuries. The victim suffers from a permanent brain injury from a previous collision. Police are asking for anyone who may have information on either the crime or the people involved to please contact them. Meanwhile, regional police are investigating an assault that happened in Copperwood early this afternoon. One man was taken to hospital by ambulance with non-life-threatening injuries. It happened at a home along Coalbanks Boulevard West. There was a large police presence in the area with officers going door to door. Neighbors tell CTV News that officers were looking for 2 people who apparently fled the area just moments after the alleged assault.
Earlier today, we received a call of a male who had been assaulted in a residence on the west side here. We responded, found the male to be injured to the head, bleeding fairly badly. He was transported to LRH, where he's receiving treatment for, at this time, what believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. And at this point, we're continuing our investigation to see what happened and why it happened.
Again, if you have any information, you're asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. It was a farmer's goodbye in Mossalie today, as the friends and family of 2 local men worked together to get Eric Donovan's crops in the ground. Donovan, his son Wade, along with Denny Laree, were killed in a weekend plane crash. His wife gave an emotional tribute to her helpers. Bridget Brown reports.
38-year-old Eric Donovan was so proud of this air drill, biggest in Western Canada, he'd say.
Well, I want to drive it.
It was the drill that had him off to St. Bruce, Saskatchewan for a part on Saturday with Denny Laree and the oldest of his 4 kids, 11-year-old Wade. The plane crashed over a swampy area. The Transportation Safety Board has said the crash was not survivable. When tragedy strikes a farming community, the community comes together in the fields.
It's just farmers' way of giving flowers.
12 of Eric's friends and family met today to finish the job he began last week. His cousin Ian says Eric would have done it for any one of them.
This is it's what farmers do. You just go get the crop put in, or you take it off. Say, cousin Red would have been the first guy to quit seeding himself to go do this. So this is what they do. So. Just one less thing for the family to worry about.
Among the 12 men here to help is Ben Laree. He says it's what his uncle Denny would have wanted.
Denny was that kind of guy, yeah, so yeah, he would have been over here in a flash, so yeah.
Eric Donovan's wife, daughter Charlotte, and 2 younger sons, Scott and Drew, arrived to thank the men for their help.
I just want to thank all our family, all our friends, who are our family as well. We belong to a great community. In this tragic time, we'll miss Eric, in Wade deeply.
The little ones were excited to hop up in the cab they shared with their dad so often. To the men taking Eric's place today, they know all too well they can drive the tractor, but they can never really fill his seat. Bridget Brown, CTV News, Mossley.
Denny Lurie's funeral is tomorrow at the Lancaster Museum in Nanton. There will be a mass at St. Francis de Sales in High River for the Donovans, and Eric and Wade's funeral is at the Linwood Ranch in Alderside on Friday. Let's talk about the weather now. Dory, we're going to be moving into some more of those average temperatures, what we would normally be seeing at this time of year.
Absolutely. We've been spoiled, Jackie, as far as temperatures go. We are going to see a bit of a cool down. Jet stream is going to sag into southern Alberta in the next several hours. It's already starting to make inroads to the north of us, and that's going to impact us with cooler temperatures and also some showers, but it looks like that'll start to clear out by Saturday afternoon. Second half of the weekend looking really nice. I'll tell you all about it in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. And some forecasters are saying that we're going to see a lot more of the sun this summer with hotter than normal temperatures, and it was a bit of a rarity today in Lethbridge. Lots of heat and no wind. Our Justin Lazarco checked in to see what some folks were doing to beat the heat.
The sights and sounds of summer. People of all ages were out at Henderson Park today taking in the hot weather.
Oh, we love it. We're out here all the time.
How are you enjoying the weather?
Good. It's good. It's nice and sunny.
The weather's amazing, absolutely beautiful. It's great, it's awesome.
Taking a look back to last year on May 16th, when the temperature was only 19 degrees. Today's near 30 degrees is almost tropical. It's given Lethbridge residents a chance to get out of the house and enjoy a little taste of summer.
We were going to Beethoven Lives Upstairs musical, and then we came here to eat lunch.
Ever since it's got hot outside, we're here at the park playing. This is an awesome park for kids, and he loves it, and it's relaxing for me. So, awesome. Yeah, we're out here all the time.
Whether they're working in the garden, enjoying a picnic in the park, or just happy because the sun is shining, one thing is for sure, warm temperatures put a smile on everyone's face. This above-average weather is bringing out people of all ages, and with May Long just around the corner, it's a good setup for the weekend. Justin Lazarco, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Claresholm and Brooks both broke records for temperature highs yesterday. Claresholm hit 29, while Brooks hit 30 degrees. Lethbridge got to 29 but didn't break a record. Dory will have more on what we can expect during the long weekend coming up in weather. And now to a very cool story. It's taken 11 grueling days, but Southern Alberta hockey players have set a new record in Chestermere for the world's longest hockey game. But the real goal is to raise $1.5 million for the Alberta Children's Hospital. Tara Nelson joins us from the rink in Chestermere, where players are in their final hour of play. Tara, how are they holding up?
Hi, Jackie. You know what? I think they're holding up pretty well, and it's probably based on two things. There's a very big crowd here to cheer them on this afternoon, and I think that they know that the end is literally very near. One of the players just lost a face-off, and he dropped down and gave 5 push-ups. So I think they're doing okay energy-wise. They're buoyed by the thought that this is almost over. As you say, they've been here 10 and a half days, 24 hours straight playing hockey. They beat the old Guinness World Record at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But you know what? You do it for this long, you want to make it a little bit harder for the next guys to come in and beat the record. So they're going until 6:02. The real goal, of course, today, as you mentioned, is to raise money for the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. They're hoping to raise $1.5 million. They're sitting at about $1.3 million right now. They've done an exceptional job fundraising. And, of course, the big hope is $200,000 will come pouring in the last hour. We'll be here tonight all through the supper hour, so hopefully your viewers will join us and see how this all ends for these very bruised and blistered guys.
Thank you, Tara. We'll check in again on the 246-hour hockey marathon coming up in the 5:30 news. Lethbridge City Council is throwing their support behind a bid to bring back the Alberta 55+ Winter Games, this time for 2015. The event was last held in 2009 in Lethbridge. The Lethbridge Sports Council says the Nordbridge Senior Centre and the Lethbridge Senior Citizens Organization are again ready to co-host the event. If Lethbridge is successful, Council will be asked for about $150,000. A decision is expected in August. Well, if you've driven through downtown Lethbridge in the last week, you've probably noticed there are new street signs on almost every corner. The signs are white on black and feature an image of the post office, current street numbers, and historic names from 1885. So back then, the Northwest Coal and Navigation Company promised shareholders that they'd put their names on street signs in exchange for money. Well, the Heart of the City Committee came up with the idea because they wanted downtown Lethbridge to be defined as a special place.
It's really important to make sure that the downtown is defined as a special place. It gets some special attention, special considerations, and one of the things that we think is important is just the wayfinding signage. The old signs just had streets and avenues on it, and these new ones not only have streets and avenues, so we'll continue to navigate the same way that we did, but they also have the name of the street that was initially connected with that street.
The signs cost $60,000. There will be 140 of them installed by the end of the month. And if you've crossed Whoop Up Drive lately, you may have noticed something new along the side of the road. For the past few days, 1077 The River has been hanging bras from the bridge deck. The gently used bras have been donated by listeners as part of a campaign to help women in need. The station hopes to be able to collect enough bras to make it from one side of Whoop Up to the other. At the end of the week, they'll hand them all over to the YWCA Harbor House. You can drop off your bras until Friday at 1077 The River or at Intrigue Lingerie. Well, on the markets today, the uncertainty with Greece and France's economies continues to hammer down the markets. Here are the final numbers.